Welcome everyone to Walking with Wayne, presented by our friends at Revolution Mortgage. Hello, I'm your host Wayne White, the play-by-play voice of the North Myrtle Beach High School Chiefs. Our Walking with Wayne interviews here on the Chief Sports Network are meant to give our fans more insight to the young men and women that work hard to represent our entire community here along the South Carolina coast. In this Walking with Wayne, presented by Revolution Mortgage, we will get to know recent North Myrtle Beach grad and track and field standout Anson Cagle. This interview was a little different than the one that I am used to, as I like to get to know a little more about the student athletes, but I usually know them going in. I didn't know much about Anson, knew him a little bit, but I went to the spring college signing day that we had back in May and heard Anson's speech after signing with USC Beaufort, and I knew that I wanted to get to learn more about Anson Cagle. So, here is my interview from earlier in June with Anson. Welcome to this Walking with Wayne segment with recent North Myrtle Beach grad Anson Cagle. And Anson, as you go through the summer, we'll skip ahead and we're going to go ahead and then go backwards. So you're preparing for track life at USC Beaufort.
Yes, sir. I am. This was a recent commitment. It just happened 2 weeks ago. I'm very excited. You know, college athletics is no joke, but this school seems like the right fit, so I'm sure it'll be great.
Well, during the we have to walk. So during your signing the other day was when you were talking about how you picked where you were going and it being the right fit. I think the thing that stuck out to me was, because I think this is a mistake that a lot of athletes make. They kind of go where they want to go to school and maybe not what's the best fit, but you kind of looked around and really picked somewhere that you think can help you with your throwing.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. That was my main thing. Track is a very individual sport. So I really was looking for not only where can I progress as an athlete, but also in my academics, and also, a coach that's going to help me get better as a man and as an athlete. And, USCB really fit that description. And I've had a bunch of long talks with their throwing coach and their head coach, and they're definitely the people, I'm ready to work with, and they're ready to work with me. And they want me just as bad as I want to be on that team. So that's something I was really looking for.
Well, and at the same time, you're going somewhere that you're looking to grow, like you were just saying, but you've only been throwing jav for 2 years?
Yeah, so this was my second year. I picked up javelin, I would say, midway through the season last year with my buddy Landon. One time, we went through, Coach, he was like, why don't y'all just try this out, because we didn't have any jav throwers at the time, and we both picked it up, both had some arm talent from previous sports, and, then we stuck with it. That was it.
So let's talk about before, because you and I were talking about it. So let's go back to your sophomore year. You go out for track. You're looking for that. You're looking for your sport. Mm-hmm. You're looking for your event. What are you going to do? So first up was the discus, and you actually did that for a couple of years. So talk about how just from how did you decide that let's pick up this round piece of metal and see how far I can throw it?
So really, I only came out of track my sophomore year. Obviously, like you said, looking for my sport. But my buddy Colton Turner had already been. This was his second year going in, and he told me he wanted me to try it out because I was looking for a sport to try. So I went out and did discus because that's what he did, and I didn't know anything else about track. So I went in sophomore year, kind of dabbled in it a little bit, toyed around with it. Junior year came in, didn't know anything about javelin yet, so I started with disc, and then, like I said, eventually picked up the javelin and then stuck with it.
So. You also mentioned the 400-meter hurdles, and I dabbled in track many moons ago. I thought that I was going to be really good at the hurdles, and I think I did it one practice, and after I back-killed myself twice. So what made you want to run 400 meters and jump over things that are like waist high?
So I wouldn't say anything made me want to do it. I would say I was more made to do it by Coach Denant. Me and Coach D have a really good relationship that I'm very thankful for. And he thought it'd be funny to put me in senior night on 2023 in the 4-meter hurdle race. he told me to go out the day before, and he asked if I could jump over a hurdle. So I went out and tried. I was like, yeah, just over one hurdle, not thinking anything of it. And then the next day, I see the heat sheet, and Anson Cagle's in the 400-meter hurdle. So, I was very, kind of shell-shocked, and it was definitely one of the hardest things I've ever done, but it was one of the most accomplished things I've ever done, finishing the 400-meter hurdle race.
Finishing, not winning, but finishing.
Yes,
How did Naray Hannah look from behind?
Oh, that was when he first started, and he still was dusting me. But it was definitely something that was interesting to watch.
I bring that up because Naray Hannah finished second in the state this year in the 400-meter hurdle. So, so you brought up Colton Turner, and this is nothing, obviously, that I had written down because I just thought about it when you said it. But if there's one thing that I hate that I missed during his track career, and I didn't know anything about it until there was a video posted, but what is it with the big man sprint? Because that's one of the funniest videos, I guess it was a relay, but yeah. So is that sounds like something that Coach Denant might come up with as well. But yeah, so walk me through that, because the big man relays was some good video.
Yeah, so really we only ever do it at our home meets. So we had one at the Allen Connie meet, the first meet of the year. We also had one senior night. And senior night we had Colton first leg, Caden Gore second leg, me third leg, and then Zymir Vereen run the fourth leg. And we actually the theme of it was anything but a baton. We ran around with an eggplant we bought at Publix. And it's just something that's for everybody to watch and have fun. And we ended up winning, so also was one of the best things I got to do. And, looking at the videos, it's very funny to watch, seeing, me and Colton especially, two guys that definitely don't run, do that. But
mixed in with Caden Gore.
Yeah, mixed in with Caden Gore, who's on the 4x1. But, it was definitely something fun and something I wouldn't trade for the world.
So now that you've graduated from North Myrtle Beach High School and preparing for college life, not only on the track or track and field, but also in the classroom, what does Anson Cagle like to do when you're not preparing for track?
So really, I work a good bit, about 5 days a week usually. I like to go to the gym, not only just prepare for track, but also just make myself better. I feel like when no one's making you go to the gym, that's when it matters the most. That's just discipline that I'm trying to teach myself. And then I also like to hang out with my friends. I have a really good friend group. We like to go out to the beach. We like to go to the gym together, play basketball. So that's just really how I like to spend my time.
So busy summer for you. And as I was telling in a previous Walking with Wayne interview, Kiera Olson, and was kind of giving her just a little warning that college athletics is high school athletics on a lot of steroids. So she's going from 3 sports down to 1. So I was asked her what she was going to do with all her free time, and then I remembered real quick that she's not going to have any free time between studies and class. So best of luck to you as you go through the summer. I'm looking forward to seeing you. I'm not sure when we'll air this, so this might be even after. I'm looking forward to seeing you somewhere around the end of June. You're going to come and put some lights up at my house.
Sure I am.
So anyway, best of luck. We'll be looking forward to keeping up with you at USC Beaufort.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Wayne.
Thanks, everyone, for joining us with this Walking with Wayne segment. Revolution Mortgage is here to simplify the mortgage process. From application to closing, Revolution Mortgage makes the loan process easy and straightforward for their clients. In North Myrtle Beach, contact Senior Loan Officer Brad Elliott for your best loan options, whether you are looking to purchase a home or refinance your current loan. Revolution Mortgage is here to help lead you through the process. Give Brad a call today at 336-358-7275.